let's talk about some crochet, y'all. Hello everyone, Rochelle here, and I'm back to share some yarn goodness with you all today. So today we are going to be talking about this wonderful little scarf, and it is the Minimooner scarf that is designed by Nicole Michael of Yarncraft by Nicole. Okay, so this scarf is actually a little sister scarf to the Honeymooner shawl that I crocheted forever ago. It's been, I don't know, maybe it's been a little over a year. Wonderful pattern. I tested it for it, and yeah, it was a good time. So I am a fan of tiny scarves, whether they're knitted or crocheted, and I'm really happy to see more crochet tiny scarves because crocheters like tiny scarves as well. So I'm really excited to see more, and I hope that more crochet designers design tiny scarves. Okay, so let's talk about it. This pattern is a paid for pattern, and it calls for DK weight yarn. Of course, if you decide to use a different weight of yarn, maybe like a sport or a worsted weight yarn, of course your gauge is going to be a little bit different, but this calls for DK weight yarn. And so it comes in one size, but of course the thing about this pattern is that every few rows there are eyelets. So if you wanted to add some pattern repeats, you could do that as well and make it longer. So I really like that. Okay, so for this scarf, it uses a very small crochet hook, and it uses a US E, which is a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. Y'all, I was so intimidated by using such a small crochet hook because I just thought that like my hands were going to be cramping and I was just going to quit like halfway through, but I didn't. Actually, it wasn't bad at all. It really wasn't bad at all. I have a really nice 3.5 millimeter bamboo handle crochet. It's really comfortable. And I just didn't want to put this down because it was a lot of fun. Let's talk about the yarn that I used. I dyed this yarn, Queen's Yarn Boutique yarn, and it's on the Minnesota DK base. I don't have that base anymore, but that base is 50% superwash merino wool and 50% cotton yarn. So it's a really nice mix. And the colorway is ruby. So I really like this yarn. And yeah, it's fun. I don't use a lot of cotton yarn, but when I do use cotton yarn, I like for it to be mixed with something. So this is really nice, and it feels good too. It kind of has like that feel of cotton, but it has like that stretch of the wool. It's a really interesting yarn combination. Okay, so in terms of the yarn, I used 73 grams of DK weight yarn. If you look in the pattern page on the Ravelry page, it says that it is a 50 gram skein project. So I am a looser crocheter, so it might only take 50 grams, but for me it took 73 grams. I did weigh this project. So I could give you all that information. So if I were you, I would have, like if you're a loose crocheter like me, I would have at least 75 grams of yarn. But the thing is, 75 grams of yarn is like less than one skein of yarn. So yeah. But if you are a tighter crocheter, you probably could get by with the recommended 50 gram balls of DK weight yarn. So that's just something to keep in mind if you decide to make this scarf. Okay, so I really like the fiber combination. I thought it was really, really good for this. I really like the stitch definition. And as I was talking about cotton earlier, I would like to try more, or I would like to try different types of cotton blend yarn because 100% cotton does not work for me. So I want to try like a cotton and bamboo, cotton and linen. I mentioned cotton and wool. I'm not quite sure how cotton and acrylic would feel, but I'd be up for trying it. Trying to think what other combinations I can think of. Because the great thing about cotton yarn or cotton blend yarn is that the cotton portion of it gives it such wonderful stitch definition, and you can really see the stitch definition, especially in those eyelets. And so that is the beauty of cotton. Not sure if I mentioned, but I would like to try Pima cotton and mercerized cotton. I'd like to work with that a little bit more. So if you have any experience crocheting or knitting with any cotton blend yarn, definitely let me know what brand did you use, because I really would like to work on trying more cotton yarns. Okay, so let's talk about the skills and techniques you will use to crochet the scarf. All right, so you'll need to know how to chain. You'll also need to know how to single crochet as well as double crochet. And also you will need to do the V-stitch, which is really, really easy. It's just simple, like you do this all within the same stitch, but you double crochet, chain one, double crochet in the same stitch. And that creates like a, I can't really explain it. It creates a V. Yeah, it creates a V stitch. So it's a really cool stitch. It gives really nice texture, and it really helps create the look of this pattern. I feel like it's a really, really important part to the pattern, just learning that V stitch. But of course, there's like a ton of YouTube tutorials that can teach you how to do a V-stitch, but essentially that's what it is. Double crochet, chain one, double crochet in the same stitch. Now, of course, you always want to pay attention and read the pattern ahead of time, because sometimes designers can say maybe their V-stitch is something different, you know. It could be double crochet, chain two. I don't know. But that's something to keep in mind. Read the pattern before you get started. It will save you a lot of headache in the future. Okay, a lot of headache. Because sometimes it's like, you're like, okay, I'm a wonderful crocheter. I know all the crochet stitches. And then, you know, you're working with your crochet hook. And then you get to a portion of the pattern and you're like, what kind of stitch is this? I have never even heard of this. And so now you have to drop your project, go on YouTube, look it up. Whereas if you had read your pattern beforehand, you may have, you know, you could have already looked at the YouTube videos or had them saved, or maybe looked up how to do the stitch. And a lot of times as well, designers will have video tutorials that they will link to your pattern as well that you can click on. But the designer, Nicole, did a really good job of explaining those techniques in the pattern. So you shouldn't have anything to worry about. So there's 3 different sections. So of course you start with your increase to a certain point, and then you will start crocheting straight. And at this straight portion, you can decide whether you want to omit some eyelets or if you want to add some eyelet repeats. And then of course you do your decreasing section. So it's really nice. I think when it comes to deciding how long you want it, you want to think about how you're going to wear it. Now, I like to wrap mine twice. So I want to be able to at least do this and something to that effect. I like wearing it like this. I really do. But you want to make sure that you can wrap it at least twice, or perhaps you want to only wrap it once, or maybe even 3 times. You do whatever you want. I will say that this scarf would make a super cute headband. Super cute headband. And yeah, I think that would be really nice. And so if you're going to wear it as a headband only, maybe you can omit some of the repeats. You know, that's totally up to you how you want to wear it, but it has a lot of different ways. Oh, and another way that I like to wear tiny scarves, whether they be silk scarves or anything like that, is I like to tie them to the handle of my purse. Have y'all ever seen that, or have y'all ever done that? I think it looks super, super chic. So yeah, keep that in mind. Okay, so I spray blocked this shawl. And after I spray blocked it, I pinned it down onto my blocking boards. Of course, before I did all of that, I towel dried the excess water. So yeah, spray blocked, towel dried the excess water, and then I pinned it down. So yeah, that was really good. And I pinned it down because while I was working on it, the ends were starting to curl. And of course, you all can't see that now. The ends are completely laying down flat, and that is due to blocking. So if you want, you can spray block it and pin it. You can wet block it and pin it. I spray blocked mine, and I had a little excess water than I wanted, so I did towel dry, just blot that out. But yeah, you can do whatever you want. Also, I thought about steam blocking it because of the curling ends, but I wanted to see how spray blocking and pinning would work out, and it worked out really well. If you make this and for whatever reason your ends are curling, if you just simply steam block, it'll straighten out. But thankfully, mine are looking good, looking really straight. So yeah, I'm really happy about that. All right. So of course, with blocking, things are going to stretch out and stuff like that. So I did want to share with you all my pre-block and post-block measurements for this scarf. Okay, so before blocking, it was 48 inches long and 4.5 inches wide. And after blocking, it was 57 inches long and 4.5 inches wide. So I didn't gain anything in the width of the scarf, but I gained 9 inches in length after spray blocking. And so I aggressively blocked this because I really wanted those eyelets to open. And you can see that they have. And so that's something to keep in mind. You might not block aggressively as I did. You might just wet block and leave it to air dry without pinning it. So of course, just keep in mind that one, your fiber content is going to determine how much it grows, because some fibers will grow during blocking, and then also how you block it will make a difference in the length. So just keep some of those things in mind. Okay, so another thing I love about this scarf is that it's great for leftover yarn. So with this one, I think I had 76 ounces of this yarn left over from a previous crochet project. And so I used all of it. I used 73 ounces, or 73 grams. So I used all of it up, and that's amazing. And another wonderful thing about this pattern is that it would make a great quick gift. So if you have a special occasion coming up, or if you just want to make somebody something, this scarf, y'all, it won't take you long. I was working on this while working on other projects, so I'm not sure how long it took me, but I really think you could knock this out in a weekend if you wanted to. I definitely don't think it'll take you longer than a week, but you could probably knock this out in a few days. So it's great for that. Or if you just have small amounts of yarn, maybe you know, opened up a skein of yarn and you didn't quite use a lot of it. So you can definitely do that. I even thought about how great would it be like if you use mini skeins, like a mini skein set. That would be really cool to use. And so, yeah, you know, you can do whatever you want with it, and I think it would be great. As I mentioned, you could do it like in a sport weight or a worsted weight. Now, of course, the gauge would be different, but I think it would be really neat. I could definitely see myself doing this in a sport weight yarn. Definitely. I might go for a wool, like a 100% wool. Maybe. I don't know, because see, the thing I like about tiny scarves, I am very hot natured, and it's like if I'm cold, I want something warm around my neck. But like the moment it gets hot, I'm ready to rip it off. So having this cotton and wool blend is really good. I think it'll regulate my body temperature really well. And so I don't know. I might make it with 100% wool, but we'll see. We'll see. And there's fluff everywhere. When it comes to tiny scarves, I have knitted and crocheted a bunch of them. I do have plans to do some videos in the future talking about my favorite knitted tiny scarves and my favorite crochet tiny scarves. So definitely stay tuned for that. I mentioned that the designer is Nicole Michaels of Yarn Crafts by Nicole. Now, Nicole can be found on Ravelry and YouTube. YouTube is how I found out about Nicole. She has a wonderful channel where she talks about crochet projects and Tunisian crochet. And one thing that I really appreciate about Nicole's channel is that she is a crocheter that makes garments. So definitely check out her channel, and I will leave a link to her information below. So let me know in the comments if you have made this scarf or if you would be interested in making this scarf. This is a relatively new pattern, so definitely go check that out. As I mentioned, I will be doing some more videos in the future. So in addition to like a tiny scarf video, I am going to be uploading a crochet fall plans video. So that's going to be coming up really soon. I'm really excited about it. I've been working on my list, and I don't think it's going to be a ton of patterns because I want to be realistic, okay? How many patterns can I realistically crochet during the fall? And also I knit as well. And so I'm going to be knitting projects also. So I have to be realistic about that. But yeah, so I'm going to put this on because I love it. It's beautiful. It really, really is. I want to thank you all. So I received another pattern from my Ravelry Wishlist, and it is the Tiki Top, which is Designs by Kay. And I'm really excited that someone took the time to purchase this pattern for me, because it was already on my fall plans list. And so, you know, I was just like, this is amazing. I was going to crochet this anyway. And so this morning I purchased some yarn for it, and I can't wait for it to be delivered. And of course I will share that with you all when it finally gets here. But yeah, it does require worsted weight yarn, which is fantastic. And judging by the pictures, it looks like it may be 2 panels and then seamed. That's what it's looking like. And so yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm excited to make it. And I just want to let you all know that just you watching my videos all the way through is so much support in itself. It's a bonus if you all want to support my channel by, you know, buying me like a pattern from Ravelry, but just you being here, just you showing up and watching is support in itself, and I'm just so grateful for it. All right, y'all. So let me know what you worked on while watching, or did you just chill? I would love to know. And also definitely definitely leave me a comment, because I love reading y'all's comments. I really, really do. And check out my YouTube community tab. I'm always asking some fun questions there because I love to get you all's feedback. I put the side of my mouth. I don't know why I do that. If you would like to become a member of this channel, please click that join button below. I would love to have you as a member, and remember that each level has different perks. So thank you all so much for joining me today, and thanks for watching. Until next time, bye.